Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and welcome, world, to Toronto. Pascal tapping, finishing! His performance!
It kind of all slowed down, and things just started going right.
He's having a massive night. Pascal Siakam in his first ever NBA Finals game.
I was thinking after game 1, shoot, he might be Finals MVP.
What a night for Pascal Siakam.
32 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists.
For Pascal Siakam, Game 1 of the 2019 NBA Finals was a defining moment in an unlikely career.
Van Vliet to Siakam! Oh, what a slam! Here's the drive by Siakam!
But with each accomplishment, with every win, a sense of loss.
That is the story right there. The story of my dad. That essentially lit a fire in his heart.
The lead pass to Siakam!
My purpose is different. I play for something higher than anything. Everything that I do, always, I'm doing it for him.
Cameroon is home. Cameroon is the beginning, the genesis. Everything that Pascal is right now, that's where it started. Those are the roots.
On the western coast of Africa, just north of the equator, is the French-speaking country of Cameroon. It's here, in Cameroon's largest city, Douala, that Pascal Siakam grew up with his 5 older siblings.
Disons, tu vois, comme il était le dernier, c'était déjà d'abord le plus aimé à la maison. Il avait beaucoup de frères qui le portaient et tout. Et puis comme je ne devais plus faire un autre bébé, tu vois, ça faisait qu'il était le plus choyé.
Pascal and his father, Chamo, always shared a special bond.
C'était une histoire d'amour parce que là, comme il était le dernier, c'était papa au cou.
Pascal's father earned a living importing goods from the U.S. and Europe before becoming the mayor of his hometown, Makanene, a village of about 20,000.
They always called him like boss. Like that's kind of like how he was kind of known, and so he was really respected.
Vous savez, l'instruction des enfants, c'est la chose la plus primordiale dans la vie.
On ne peut pas compter le nombre d'enfants qu'il a payé la pension. Dans le quartier, s'il voit quelqu'un qui souffre, il est toujours obligé de payer. Tu n'as rien.
That was just his heart. He had a big heart, and he always made sure that everyone around him was good.
But for all his success, Pascal's father still dreamed of more for his children.
Basketball for my dad was a sign of opportunity because it meant we had to travel to the United States or wherever to get a better chance at life, a better education, better everything.
He was taller, and he always believed if you're tall, it means you can get the ball in the basket without jumping. And if you can jump, it means you can score, and people will be so impressed.
Il me dit, moi, je veux que au moins, ça arrive là-bas, à NBA. Tu vois, il me dit, je crois et je sais qu'un enfant va aller là-bas.
Basketball quickly became a way of life. Each of Pascal's older brothers played at prep schools in Cameroon before earning scholarships to play Division I basketball in the U.S.
I kind of had a chance to see them play, but I never played. I was always a soccer guy. And I didn't even want to play. Like, I refused to do it.
Soccer, school, and that's all it was. Nothing about basketball.
Pascal could choose soccer, but he had no say in his education. So when he was 11, his father sent him to St. Andrews, a seminary more than 8 hours away from home, where he would study to be a priest.
He cried, he cried. He cried the first day, he cried.
Oh man, I can laugh about it now, but it was hell. Like, it was hell. It was terrible.
Did you think you were going to be a priest? You thought about it?
Never. Like, I never thought that was like my calling, you know? My dad always felt like that was the best education for me and just learning to live on my own. And I think that was the best thing for me.
Pascal entered high school at the seminary without direction, but he was eventually drawn to the sport his father longed for him to play.
I was like, okay, maybe I should probably get interested in basketball because maybe I can get a scholarship to go to the U.S. and go to school for free.
Was there a court at the seminary?
Well, if you want to call it a court. It was like dirt and then like just like a hoop. It was bad. I was one of the only people that played basketball at the time at the seminary that played basketball because it wasn't really that organized.
To hone his skills, Pascal attended a series of camps and did well enough to earn a scholarship to play at God's Academy, a prep school just outside of Dallas. So in 2012, at 18 years old, Pascal left Cameroon for the United States. That was the first time you played organized basketball.
Right. Yeah.
Your first organized basketball when you were 18 years old.
Right. Yeah, pretty crazy. I didn't think I belonged in the beginning just because I wasn't good enough. People were telling me that, oh, you're not good enough.
Son père lui disait, oh, il ne faut pas te décourager parce que moi, je compte sur toi. Je sais que tu vas jouer.
He always loved to talk about shooting threes and dunking. Like, that was basketball for him. He was like, shoot threes and dunk. Just do that. They love it.
Despite limited tape and exposure, Pascal received an offer to play Division I basketball at New Mexico State University.
My dad was getting ready to live that same experience that he did with Boris, with Christian, with James. So he was getting ready for that, and he was really excited.
But in October of 2014, a few days before Pascal was set to play in his first college preseason game, his father was driving home from work when his car collided with another vehicle.
We heard about it, but we thought it was going to be fine. But then, you know, it just, like, one day, it was just like, oh, this is it.
The accident caused serious internal injuries. After 4 days in the hospital, Pascal Siakam died. He was 56 years old.
My sister had called me, and, you know, she told me, and yeah, I was just devastated, you know. I was heartbroken, and I felt alone, you know, just because my family wasn't there, you know, and nobody could really, like, relate to what I was going through, but yeah, it hurts, you know.
All of his siblings were soon on their way to Cameroon for their father's funeral. But Pascal's visa renewal was pending. If he were to go, he would likely be denied entry back into the United States, putting the life his dad had hoped for him at risk.
He wanted to go. He said, I'm going. I'll have to go.
We talked about it, and I told him I'm going, you know. Like, I don't want to hear about it. None of this matter anymore, you know. Like, why are we doing this, you know?
You gotta know you can't. You can't leave. Don't mess up that opportunity. We decided, like, you know what, it's probably best if we don't risk it. You stay there, you will have time to come back.
It was the hardest thing by far, the hardest thing that ever happened to me. You want to be able to you know, feel the love and be with your family, but you can't.
Why'd you keep going?
I just thought, you know, if it was his dream and this is what he wanted to do, you know, and he's not here anymore, and he did everything he could when he was here to make it happen. Like, wow, like, who are you to decide that that's over?
A sold-out Charles Koch Arena to watch the nation's 11th ranked team against the New Mexico State Aggies.
November 14th, 2014. 3 weeks after losing his father, Pascal Siakam is playing in his first college basketball game.
Nice little ball fake right there by Siakam, and 6'9" freshman out of Cameroon scores.
I think when my father passed on, I think that was a twist in his whole mind.
Il m'a dit que maman, je veux faire tout. Il dit que parce qu'il m'a dit le jour là que il voulait faire tout pour que papa soit content pour le basket. Quand il gagne un match, il me dit maman, je fais ça pour papa.
It took a tragedy to move the needle a little bit internally for him. This was definitely a catalyst to giving him another level of drive.
It gave me some type of energy that I didn't have before. I'm doing it for him. I'm doing it for my dad.
As a sophomore, Pascal would lead the Western Athletic Conference in scoring and rebounding. Following that season, at the age of 22, he declared for the 2016 NBA draft.
I was in Orlando. My brothers was there, and I'm just waiting. I'm like, this is it.
With the 27th pick in the 2016 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Pascal.
We kind of huddled around and we said, you know, prayer.
I mean, like I always say, doing it for my dad. I just hope that you did it, son, man. You did it.
And make sure that we let him know that, you know, this was his moment, and everything you dreamed about is finally here.
But the NBA would be a big adjustment. Pascal had only been playing organized basketball for 4 years.
When I first got to camp, you just see this skinny, scrawny, jersey was too baggy kid. But he had a good spirit about him.
Win on three, 1, 2, 3.
The first NBA regular season game Pascal ever attended, he started.
At first, I thought, you know, he was an energy guy.
Here's Durant, guarded by the rookie Siakam, and how about that on the inside? Impressive.
As he grew with us a little bit, you saw a guy really talented around the basket. We kind of were like, we got to figure out more ways to use him.
He changed his game and become an unbelievable basketball player. Great three-point shooter, great shooter. I was like, God, okay, we got a little weapon here.
He's always had this thing in him, you know, that he wants to push, he wants to get better. He pushes those boundaries that those great athletes push.
In his third season in the league, he was recognized as the NBA's most improved player. And in the 2019 NBA Finals, with the Raptors on the brink of a championship, the world got to see all that Pascal Siakam had become.
On an alley-oop dunk to Pascal Siakam.
Special. Pascal took the ball and took the biggest, brightest moment and made it his.
Siakam drives, gets past Green, throws it up and in. Pascal Siakam. The Toronto Raptors are NBA champions. The NBA championship is due north.
What would your dad have thought of that moment?
I think, like, that's a question I ask myself every day.
I wish he was here, and every single day, like, I go out there and play for him. I'm just happy that I'm able to keep his name alive.
He had reached the pinnacle of the NBA. It was more than his father could have ever hoped for. But still, there was one more thing Pascal had to do. Make the trip he wanted to make 5 years earlier. On August 3rd, 2019, Pascal arrives in Cameroon.
There were people like at the airport at 2 a.m. waiting for him. People were happy, jumping around, you know, jumping on him and trying to congratulate him.
I didn't even know that people watch basketball back home, you know? It's exciting to know that how the game has been growing in the country and how many people are excited for me. It's just amazing.
"7 years after he left Cameroon for the U.S., and 8 weeks after becoming an NBA champion, Pascal traveled to his father's village. Where he would visit his grave for the first time.
It was just a lot of emotions. I really don't know what was happening. Like I was lost in that moment and I was just there. I couldn't look at his picture. It was tough. I couldn't look at his grave, like just because there was a lot going through my mind.